Hello. Hi. That's all right. Lisa's almost here. It's my first day back and she's making me do it by myself.
I ditched her. I said, not doing it.
Oh. All right, here you go.
Oh, thanks.
So
I didn't take that with me where I
You
went.
did not, and hopefully everyone can hear us. StreamYard changed a little things on us, so
Great timing, right?
I know.
We take a week off and boom, nothing's
Right.
the same.
No, everything's updated. Hi. Yes. So
Welcome back, Cotter.
yeah. If you are on Facebook and
It looks different.
it does, and you might not be seeing us, and we might not be able to actually see your comments. So I understand that there's like a play button on the Facebook page, which sort of plays it live. I think you might, because this is considered, they now consider our
an
lives
event.
an event.
We're an event.
So you might.
I knew we were an event all along, but you know,
You might have to do that, because if anybody has actually said anything on Facebook, we can't see your comments yet. We can see everybody who is on YouTube, but we haven't seen anybody on Facebook. We know you're watching, but
we can see you're there, but
yes.
That's all we can see.
Right. So we're not ignoring you. Hello. We might have to do a video.
Look.
Oh, there we go. Yay. There's Facebook people.
There's
Yay.
Facebook people. Okay, comments coming through. Yay.
Yay. Okay.
Oh, thank you for saying hello. Now we know it's all still there, and we're not leaving anyone out there in the dark feeling like you're not being heard.
Right. I'm like, I saw a post last week that Facebook did this big update, and I was like, oh, I'm like, I can't read them now. I won't remember anyways. So
yeah, and we had fun this morning. So it's been almost a month probably now. My Facebook page got hacked. So we took me off of the Leabu page just to make sure that they couldn't get in or nothing was going with that. So I finally got all of that figured out, and we waited.
Right.
And then we couldn't get me back on.
So I'm like, they moved all of the buttons.
So now everything's not where it was. And so we spent a little bit of time this morning trying to get that all around so that I could answer comments and
I'm still not sure we have you right, but
I do now get notifications that say Leabu, which I wasn't getting for the last many weeks.
Yeah.
So I was on vacation, but she still had to handle say I don't have any of that.
It was actually pretty quiet. We ran the videos, and a couple people commented while the videos were playing, and I was waiting in line, so I was answering questions, and it was all
there's not a lot to do while you wait in line, is
there? No, except for, and
scroll.
It's changed so much, everybody's on their phone now. And so used to, when you would stand in line, you would see people talking, kids crying, and all of these things. And now everybody is just literally staring or texting on their face down.
Right. So, hi, Mom.
Hi.
There's this really cute story of when we went to Disney, and I was little, and I think it was Space Mountain. I was sleeping while we were in line. And I had a bunch of strangers holding me because they just passed me around because I was getting heavy while they were standing in line. So random people, I think it was Space Mountain. I've heard the story enough to know that definite randos were, the whole thing. But I'm pretty sure it was Space Mountain. Mom can say whether I am totally off base there or not. But it's not you don't do that anymore.
No, you don't.
We may be dirt eating, no helmet, no car seat people that survived, but God forbid we give our children to complete strangers at this point. No.
Right? Who knows where they'd end up?
It doesn't happen anymore. But
No.
yes. Anyway.
No. And I every year there is some epic child meltdown that I witness, and the first night we were there was
You got a dad meltdown this year, though.
we did get it. Yeah, we got. That's really funny. So this one was in
some movie thing. Okay.
we were at
So close.
we were at Magic Kingdom, and we were at the restaurant, the Horseshoe, and so it's kind of like a family style meal, and there wasn't very many people in there. So it was Dave and I, and there was another older couple, and then there was a family, and it was a husband and a wife, and there were 3 kids. There were 2 boys and a little girl. The little girl did not appear to want to be related to the rest of the family,
there.
but she just kept. She turned around. She must have been 7. She's like, I don't know them. And the 2 boys were
that's
like
fantastic.
having an epic meltdown. And so Dave and I were like, is there something wrong with the kids?
Is everything okay?
Is it, do they have, are they autistic? Is there something wrong? Is this just a kid melting down? But the parents, instead of doing anything, they just kept handing them a different electronic device. And then the kid couldn't do what he wanted. So at one point he threw a cell phone down on the floor, and I'm like, and then there's like parents like in front of me, like an older couple, and they're looking at me and they're like mouthing, oh my God. And everybody's like, what do we do? Do you just pretend that it doesn't happen?
What else can you do?
It was just
trying to tell them how to parent doesn't usually work.
No.
That just makes the issue worse.
But the little girl, and Dave's like, yeah.
I like I don't know them.
Yeah, she just kept turning around, and she was like, no, that's not my family. And
Can I go home with you?
I felt really bad. Yeah, and then we had the pool. So we were in the pool, and
I really wish you had your phone with you, because I would have totally loved to see this happen.
It was so funny because in the past years we haven't really used the pool, but we tried to kind of go a little slower pace this time. So we were at the pool, which was just a hop, skip, and a jump away from us. So and the pool is only 3 feet deep, so it's not super deep or anything.
Not scary.
No, it's not scary, and I was definitely tall enough, so it wasn't over my head. But there was like a dad there, and he had a drink, and he had the drink too close to the edge of the pool, and that's against the law. I don't know if that's against the law in all different places, but
there it is.
It has to be like, I don't know, 6 feet away from the edge of the pool. And it didn't matter if it wasn't a beer thing or a water
Not
thing.
Not alcohol,
it was
just drinks,
period. And so the guy, at some point, there were young girl lifeguards, and they had told him more.
You need to move that, sir.
Mm-hmm. And then at some point, he just stopped paying attention to them. He just turned his back and completely ignored them. And so they went to get security. And the guy was going to ignore the security, and he starts yelling at the security. So the security was like, yeah, we're just going to get you out. So they just had like a pole that you rescue. It reminded me of like something you put around a dog's neck, when you're
chasing the dog, like the dog catcher.
Catch, metal pole. They hooked it around him. It had a rope, and they just pulled him out and then over, and they told him he had to leave.
I really would have loved to see
And I said, and then the mom is like, we're going to be on TikTok, and, and
You're
all.
You're going to be that dad.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't know you, and I looked over at Dave, and I was like, I really wish I had my cell phone right now, because this would have made a great video.
Remember that time?
Yeah, so those were our funny moments that happened, and everything else was really very, very quiet. So, but we did make it out ahead of the.
I'm finding that incredibly entertaining.
We made it out ahead of the hurricane, like the storm of the century, because I went.
Can I help you guys? Top right drawer. Okay, that too.
If I had my mouse, we could pan over to.
We totally could.
Jean helping cut fabric today.
Dancing while he's doing it?
Yeah.
Almost a moo dance going on over there.
But yeah, it was really funny. We didn't make it to Universal Studios because of
That's
Hurricane
such a bummer.
Ian, the nerve. It was
nerve.
Yeah, a historic water storm, basically. So much water.
Such a bummer.
Yeah, but we did make it home safe. Everybody is safe and sound. the cats,
All the cats.
Dave, all of us, yeah.
So were the cats freaking out?
So the cats freaked out on the way. So I think I told you the story.
Yes, you did.
So
you might have
we
left
have
a little late.
the blind cat. She could care less, right? She's pretty easygoing. You just pick her up, you put her in the RV, and she just goes, and it's fine. And then we have the other two dingbats. And so Felix is afraid of his own shadow. So as soon as he realized that
he wasn't at home, or you weren't going to be at home.
Yeah, we were taking him out. He decided to run downstairs and hide. And
this
so
is the drywall one.
This is the drywall. So he goes in my sewing room, in the closet, and there's like a little hole in there, and he goes through the hole. And so now he's basically in the crevice between like the drywall and the stairs. And so Dave is, I should say the hole was like this big. Now the hole is like this big because Dave, of course, had to put his body through there to find out where the cat went.
When I need it.
And so here you go. So the cat wouldn't come out. He tried the vacuum, the cat wouldn't come out. So Dave decides he just punches a hole in the drywall so that he can put his hand on the cat and push him out the hole. And once I had a hold of him, he was fine, but it was just the process of getting it. So then he's out. And then we get the other cat, and Dave had like, he looked like
He'd been through a war.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he had
And
scratches
the cat won the war.
everywhere.
The cat won that war.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
But we got smart on the way home, and we drugged them. So the vet gave us some drugs to give them, and that worked better. And I put catnip in the cat carrier and the drugs, and she went into the cat carrier on her own, and then I was able to zip it up. And then as soon as I zipped it up, she was like that spastic cat. Yeah, so we got home, all right, because I said to Dave, the only good thing about being home early is that now we've got 4 days to capture the cat to get her back in the house. Once you get her in there, she really does travel well. It's just the process of getting her in. Yeah,
that's entertaining.
Yes, and I of course wanted to do this the night before because this is exactly what happened the year before, and we got going late. And Dave was like, "No, we're not doing that. It's not going to be like that this year.
It's not going to be like that. It's going to be fine."
So of course I'm just dying to tell him, yeah. So
how'd that work out?
Yeah.
As he's covered in
he's bleeding
claw
everywhere.
marks.
I gave him a lot of props because he knew if he let her go, we'd never
That
catch
was
her.
it, right.
But yeah, she was just, I'm glad it didn't get his face, but
poor thing.
yeah, she was freaked out. Dave was freaked out. And then I spent 20 minutes like cleaning him up and bandaging him up so that he wouldn't bleed all over himself
The
while he was
texts
driving.
coming through were just like, holy crap!
Like the battle is ensued.
Oh my Lord! Yes, it was just like, what is happening? It was not entertaining, and it was
entertaining.
But
I mean,
I felt so bad for Dave.
even Dave was like,
First he had to punch through drywall, and then he got attacked. I
Yes.
was like, the poor man, he just wants to go on vacation.
he just wants to go on vacation. And he was determined to leave by a certain time.
And that did not happen.
And well, we didn't get going too late. We were only like 30 minutes behind. But yeah, it was what it was. And like I said, once we got moving, everything was fine. The cats settled in,
Right.
and they didn't make a peep. It was just getting them. That was our that was our fun thing. So
Almost as entertaining as your story.
yes. So that was my fun vacation. There was lots of good drinks, lots of glowing drinks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun.
So it was a good time. We
So
shared a
basically,
bunch
they
of
were
stuff.
like cubes
Yes.
that turned on and off,
Yeah, you get this. It's
like an ice cube.
It's like an ice cube, and it's got an on-off switch, and it glows in all kinds of different.
Did it blink
It
too?
did, yeah, and it like in a different colors.
Too much
So
fun.
we'll have to put them in our cups here.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, then everybody can think we're drinking,
Because it makes it look like it's a fun drink, even if it's just a plain old
even
drink.
if it's just a plain old drink. Yeah. Yeah, because anything that glows is fun, right?
Yeah, so at one point I texted her, I said, how many cubes do you have? And she was like, well, only 2 or 3.
I have
forget.
2.
Because I left one, but I'm like, oh, had too much to drink and forgot it.
That was at the first, so I didn't actually know you could take it at the first one, because it was at the bottom of the ice. So I
didn't even think about it.
And that was the one with the kid
And the
melting
wait
down.
staff didn't tell you, oh, take your cube?
The kids were melting down there.
So just missed the whole thing.
I think everybody, it was like they were watching the show, but they didn't want to they didn't want to look, but they couldn't not look.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. It was
fun.
It was nutty, but and we saw
What'd we lose?
BB Mac.
I was gonna say, call it. That's probably the fastest way.
So we saw BB Mac on stage, so
Nice.
that was fun, and we were right at the front. We were front row.
So what was your favorite thing?
My favorite thing was the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
This was the one you said was super smooth.
Yeah, very smooth. It was crazy, like upside down, around, circles. I mean, it was just nuts. But it was definitely
Super smooth.
super smooth, and a really fun storyline if you've seen the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that was a lot of fun to participate in, and that was a virtual line, so there really wasn't any waiting. You just had to be
sign in and then come back at a specific time.
Yeah, and
I do like how they have that. It's nice that you have that. The problem, at least it's been a while since I've been there, but you can't only have 2 or whatever things in your line. So it's not like you could just sign in at like 12 places and then be in line at 12 places at the same time. Once you're in a line, you're in that line, and then you just have to putz around until your time comes up.
Yeah,
Is that still?
They've completely changed the system. So there's one virtual one, which this one is. You basically get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you keep refreshing your page until it's 7 o'clock, and then you see if you got a boarding pass. Jeez. And we were like, we had been taking it lazy, so we had been getting to the parks a little bit later, assuming that I wouldn't get a boarding pass until way in the afternoon. And we were like boarding number 12. Oh, and I was like, shoot, we gotta go. Because of course we have to get ready, then walk the half a mile to the bus stop, then wait for the bus, and then get there, and then get over to that. So, and then it kept changing. So it kept going like we were 12, and then we were like 11, and then 9. So it was getting closer and closer. So it was like 9 o'clock, and then it was like 8:45, and then it went up to like 9:15, and I was like, you have an hour from the time, but I was like, we gotta go.
Move it or lose it. Let's go.
So, and now they have
Disney is so much fun.
Yeah, they have this Genie Plus thing now where you have to pay for this. So this was separate. Everything, you have to pay an additional fee per person in your party in order to potentially get into a virtual line like their old fast passes used to be. And then they have additional ones that you can pay for to get to the front of the line. And we chose not to do that this time because I was like, it's September. It's supposed to be super slow. It was not, no. So we waited in one line twice for 2 hours because it broke down the first time. So,
oh my.
I said to Dave, I completely think this is a ridiculous system, but we will never go without this system again because now.
You know it's
Yeah.
What difference it makes when you have it versus when you don't have it.
Right. And we had seen everything before. So it wasn't like we hadn't ridden the rides. And, you know, that was the Rise of the Resistance. So that was the new
piece of the Star Wars. Right.
Star Wars, yeah. So we did that last year, but it was fun enough that we wanted to do it again. And then after we were done, I said to Dave.
There's definitely things that you have to redo. Most
right.
Definitely.
And I after we got off that one, I said to him, I said, I don't think it was worth 2 hours. He's like, you mean 4? Because we did it the first time and we got like 3/4 of the way, and then they basically just said the ride is on. Yeah, I think that's the problem with the so much virtual stuff is that.
Found it!
It's definitely in here. I think the virtual stuff goes down and then the whole ride is kaput.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because there's so many different parts, I imagine.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good spot for it. Good job.
Phone
See,
found.
We have a
Yes.
full service place here. We'll find your phone too.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So,
So yeah, that sounds like at least you did have
we
a
did
great
have a
first
good time.
week. It's a shame about the second week, but
Yep.
first week sounds
We
fun.
got to hang out with my dad, and we went to medieval times and Al Capone's, and it was different, and we had a good time. So
Nice.
Yeah.
And you have been to Universal, so it's not like you'd never been, and now you still haven't been.
yeah, there aren't any rides. There aren't any
There
new
was nothing new there this
that
year.
we hadn't been on. So no, just
You just didn't get to go buy a new magic wand.
I did not. We ate at the Disney Castle this year for the first time, and I got a princess wand.
You got a princess wand?
Yeah, Cinderella gave me a wand.
Oh.
I thought there would be a lot of kids at the fairy tale thing, but it was mostly just adults, so it was kind of funny.
All right.
But yeah, so Dave and I have a picture that we got our picture taken with Cinderella. She was very sweet. It wasn't weird like I was expecting it to be. I'm like, yeah, I'm an adult standing next to a princess. So this is, but
you know, that is one of the things that I think is very great about Disney is those people, they are very well trained, and they really are there to make your visit as great as it can be.
Yes.
And we've been there so many times, but the kids were all younger.
Yes.
We haven't been, I think the last time Samantha was around 14 or something like that. So, I mean, it's been quite a while since we've been there, but, you know, and Caitlin has always been very into the characters, and she always wanted to do that. And Caitlin being Caitlin, we had the opportunity to go through the special line with Down syndrome and having that special pass and everything. So we didn't have to wait as long. Though, let me tell you, it didn't take away the waits. In case anybody wants to know, it doesn't
You just
take
had to
it
wait
away.
someplace else.
We just waited someplace else, and it was a shorter wait for sure. And you know, but I can very, very clearly remember when we got to, they basically take you through the exit. So you go through the exit line, and then you wait, and then they come in. We got into one of the princess rooms because they have multiples. And they closed the door behind, and they said, take as long as you want. And I thought Caitlin had died and gone to heaven. You should have her face just lit up, and she was like, princess! I mean, it was just, and, you know, everyone there, it was Princess Caitlin this and Princess Caitlin that, and, you know, and even PJ, you know, who was trying really hard to not enjoy himself at all, and Tinkerbell was there, and so there were some male fairies along with her entourage there, and giving PJ a really hard time. And it was just a wonderful, there's no way getting around, and they really do a great job.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at all to hear that they did a nice job with adults too, because they really do, they just really, they do a great job picking and training and hiring and all of that. They have just been, we had some very, very good memories. So I'm glad to hear that those were good memories.
They were, yes. And Dave was laughing because I was not the only one wearing the Disney dresses. It's like a thing now, so they were everywhere, and so I fit right in. But I can't wear the ears because they just I can't
do a headband. I have tried headbands so many times, and of course glasses make it worse.
Yeah.
They just don't. One of them doesn't sit right.
Right.
Something goes, it just doesn't work. But but hats are okay.
Hats are okay. Yep.
Yeah. Just got to get a hat with the ears on.
Yeah,
I
have a hat with mini ears and a bow.
Exactly. So,
all
great
right.
vacation.
Yes, great vacation. So now everybody knows
all about
it.
So and we did hold down. We stayed busy, but we survived. So just over a week, you'll have to do it without me.
Yes.
So we're gonna take off here in just over a week too. So. So today we're going to talk about Sarah wants to know where you should be wearing all these things now.
Yeah,
She is
I
wearing
have
a
my
Mickey shirt.
Mickey shirt,
so
yeah.
I like the Starbucks.
Yeah,
That's
Starbucks
fantastic.
and Mickey heads, mini heads and Mickey heads. So
That's very cute. But yeah, so today we're going to talk about the new app. So they talked a little bit about it at convention, whatever you want to, back to business, the release of the
At the
information.
rah-rah.
At the
The
rah-rah, boom, boom, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And we learned a little bit, very, very little. They showed us a picture of the name with the phone in the background that basically said, you're going to have an app that goes on this.
Yep.
And so they did release that. So if you have not yet seen it or had a chance, you can download it. It is called Art Spira, and it's spelled just like it sounds. And it is available for Brother. It is not available for transferring to and from anything but a Brother. So it is very specific. And we tested it just to make sure, just in case anybody was wondering.
Yep.
And so you,
Yeah,
you played with it a little bit.
I did.
I played with it a little bit.
I have a little
And
video. So let's show.
Let's start with that, and then we'll talk about. You said you played, I played, so we can talk about what our experiences were and whatnot after the video, when she finds all of that funness. So
Present.
here we go, popping up right about yay. Windows.
Which one is it? That one?
I don't know.
Nope.
I don't see it. Chrome tab?
Maybe. Yep.
There you go. All right. So, like I said, spelled just like it sounds. Wow, look at it go.
It's pretty quick.
Ta-da!
Super quick.
So as you can see, it allows you to create. There are designs that are already on there. And it is for both embroidery and for cut files. So there's quite a bit that it has the opportunity for. But one thing that you do need to remember is that it is very simplistic.
Yes.
It's not like you all of a sudden have PE design on your phone.
Nope.
By any stretch of the imagination. So I downloaded it, and I have a Samsung Note. So I actually have a pen that's attached to my phone. I have not put it on my iPad yet, but you can put it on an iPad. If you have an iPad Pro with the pencil, you could certainly doodle with that as well.
Yep.
I definitely think that you would have a lot more success and get a more accurate design that you're looking for if you're creating with a pencil than, you know, it showed you writing. So if you have, how many of you guys have ever written your signature on one of those like pads at the doctor's office, or it doesn't really look like your signature, right? I'm guessing, I'm just assuming you're probably going to run into the same types of things.
Yeah.
But I think having a pencil would be easier.
Yeah. Even when you're trying to write with your pen and you're driving, it doesn't come out very
Oh no,
smooth either.
that would probably do the same thing. I would imagine
There is
so.
like a smoothing curve.
There was. So there was like a
Yeah.
do you want it to be sharp lines or soft curved, and there was a drag.
Yeah.
A bar that you could smooth them or keep it sharp and whatnot.
It didn't help when it was sloppy though.
No.
Just so you're.
Probably not a magic wand on there.
It was
so
not.
One of the things that I looked for and did not see was a resizing. I'm like, oh, well, it would be really great.
So you can resize by with your hands, and that is the only way.
And I was like, I really want to be able to just select it and say
Yeah.
I want it to go that wasn't there, but the resizing with the pinch.
Only available on designs you create. You
Correct.
cannot edit
Resize and
or
edit.
resize anything that's in there.
So when you, I only did you, I only looked at the creating on the embroidery aspect. What did you look at?
I kind of scanned through all of it.
Okay.
It's essentially the same.
Same, I would-
on both sides. It's very, very simplistic. 5x7 hoop is the maximum size on
You got
the
a
embroidery.
4x4 or 5x7, and when you choose that you want to create, it says, okay, great, what hoop size do you want? So
Yep.
you pick, and then it gives you a screen. And then you're designing within the screen field that you have
Yes.
on your device, whatever device it is that you're choosing, iPad, phone, whatnots. It did let you choose between a satin stitch and a running stitch, which you could toggle in between. Of course, there was an erase, not like an undo, but an actual erase. So you could go back over and go, yeah, that's not what I wanted, or thin something out, or those kinds of things.
You could pull up an image underneath to trace
over top of. So that was certainly, so I mean, it has a lot of potential, I think. But again, it's not a computer program built into an app. It is a simplistic piece. There was quite a bit of built-in things, though again, fairly simple. I didn't bring mine over here. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. So there are, so here's what the app kind of looks like on your phone.
So across the top, you're choosing embroidery or cutting. That first picture there is the magazine. So the magazine is going to basically give you inspiration for different things. So there's not, it's got project inspiration. So it's not a magazine with like a million pages of articles and things, at least not the first one. Who knows what the following months are going to be. And if I read it right, it's actually not even months, it's a week. I think.
It's supposed to be a week.
Supposed to be a week. I guess we'll see how things go as they move forward and things. But then there are the built-in designs, and they do have different tabs, so you can kind of narrow down the different types. And
so this is your.
Yep, your hand-drawn.
Yeah, I was pulling out the scan and cut one.
So,
which it, like I said, it all seems to be exactly the same.
Exactly the same. No, still in a hoop size. Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Very interesting. I'm not sure what hoop size has to do with my cutting machine, but just I suppose what size field it's giving you. But
it's because maybe I didn't.
You don't have a machine.
I didn't have my machines, but that's the only.
Yeah.
Creation button.
So when you go to connect, so this will wirelessly send to your machines, but you have to link it to your machine. So it's wireless, but it's not quite the same as you actually have to link it to the individual pieces. So like when we pull up the other apps. So your My Custom Stitch, your there's multiple, the different My Snap, Design Snap, that's the one I'm thinking of.
That one like
Snap,
searches
it
for. It
searches for anything that's on that same Wi-Fi signal as you, and whatever the different names are, it'll pop up. This one, you actually have to go in and enter in the machine number for it to link it to it. So you have to actually own a Brother machine and be able to go in there and get that number, and which is why I say you do actually have to have that. It has to be a Brother machine. It can't be a machine that looks almost just like a Brother, but maybe has a gold decor.
Yeah.
That one won't work. I tried just out of curiosity to see, and it pops up that it says it's invalid. I just thought, I wonder how this would work.
Yeah.
And it does not, just FYI. So unfortunately, for all of our other half, it is not a universal working. However, who knows, maybe somebody else will come up with something else too. But right now, this is just a specific piece.
Yeah. And this will only work for essentially new model machines. So it has to have the wireless LAN connection. So someone asked, will it work with the Dream Machine 2? Will not work with the Dream Machine 2.
It won't. You need to actually have the wireless feature built in, not just using. So the Dream specifically uses the card So yes, you can send designs into a Dream Machine, but you actually are sending it to that SD card, not to the Dream Machine. So that card is what's actually wireless in the Dream. So it's a little sneaky get around that we had on the Dream for a little, which you can still get. But that's a sneaky get around, which makes it feel like it's wireless, but it's not quite the same type of wireless as these machines. So all of our new entries, so the 4x4, 5x7, 6x10 machines, all of those new machines. So the ones that were just released this past couple months, and last year's 6x10s. So the 37s and the 1700s are wireless that will work with this. The XJs, the XEs, and then, of course, the Luminaires 1, 2, 3s. So all of those will work with the Artspira app. The multi-needles should both work.
And the
newer versions of the 10 needle. However,
I don't think
it's not up yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't believe that the update to make it work has come out yet.
So for all of our Luminaires, we've been building to that 4.03 update. So your software version that you were running in there was 4.03. This is going to be another, I believe, update. I could be wrong, but I think
is another update out, 4.5,
4.51, I think, which I think has to do with this because that came out the same time. But I didn't actually do it, so I didn't read it.
Yeah, it says it has some other things in it. It's supposed to recalibrate some of the new features in the upgrades or the Solaris 3s, recalibrate some things in there. And it's also supposed to do something, sorry.
It was rough coming to work today.
That has to do with the ability to get your updates over Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So because so many people were having trouble with that other big version.
The big versions that we had, and there's video information and things that are being updated as well. So the 10 needle update to make the Artspira talk is not available quite yet, but it will be. They're rolling out everybody's. So if yours is not there yet, it will be rolling out soon. So just hang in there. It won't be long. As far as the scan and cuts,
325
and 330s.
And they're available right now.
Yep. 225s, not yet, but not going to be at all because they're wireless.
They are not listed in the compatibility.
Okay.
Could they? Possibly, because like you said, they are Wi-Fi, but as we were told, that is a slightly different type of Wi-Fi because it doesn't talk to our machines the same way the 325 does. So I'm holding out that it'd
be nice if they could figure that out.
But as of yet, no, and it isn't. It's not currently on the list. I looked at the list before we went live, and it wasn't there yet.
All right.
So
quite a bit in free designs. So some of them are more involved, multicolor embroidery and multicolor other stuff that's in there. Some of them are very simple. You can take things and build on top of. So if, like she was saying, bring a picture in and then draw over top of to create something and have a little bit more. I'm a terrible base artist without anything to look off of. I can trace really well, but God forbid I have to start from scratch. I look like a kindergartner.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's like, can I use my thumbprint, my hand as a turkey? It's pretty scary, but it does have a lot of potential, and I think it's really fun because it's also one more thing that we can play with when we're driving down the road, sitting in line somewhere, in bored when we are stuck somewhere that we can't do anything else because we are waiting on something. So I think that's a really neat possibility because I don't know about you, but Lord knows I have had a lot of ideas pop in my head when I'm sitting somewhere that I just can't quite get down anywhere to make that happen. So I think this is a really neat thing, even if it's not like the final project. Obviously, just getting the bare bones of something that you could then go work on later or something would be really, really nice to have the access and able to do that.
Yep. I know my wish list for the app is that at some point they open it up to bigger sizes. And even if they don't open the creating a design into other sizes,
But larger designs for the...
let us open larger designs and send them from like our phone to our machine or something like that. Because I mean, I always have my phone on me. Or my iPad near me. I don't always have my computer next to me.
Yep.
And boy, it would be really easy if I could just grab that file and send it to my machine right from my phone and have it here. So, I mean, that's definitely on my wish list.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I don't need it to have any editing capabilities whatsoever. Just let me
open it
see
and send it
in my phone in the app. Let people see what the designs are, because that's a big thing. You can't always see what they are if you don't have any other software.
File
viewing.
X125 doesn't mean anything, but the picture of what it physically looks like stitched.
Yeah, my wish list is that we will be able to view designs from other places and send different, not just the designs that we create or that are built into this.
Right.
I hope that is what I would like out of the thing. It doesn't have to do anything else, but I think that would be
kind of that design transfer database piece, but
on your phone.
On the phone.
Yeah, app compatible, so that people can see that on their iPads and their phones and
because I think that is a great addition to computers even. I mean, there's so many people that don't have the viewing softwares and the abilities. If we have a wireless machine, we have the ability to use that database transfer. I guess it's technically an app. It's not really a full program for computers now. I don't like that they call those apps.
Right.
That confuses me. But
yeah.
We have the ability to pull up the designs and send them wirelessly on our computer.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be smart enough to figure that out for a phone and an iPad or something.
How many of our customers say to us that they don't even own a computer anymore, or they have to get one in order
specifically for
this thing? But so many people have phones and iPads. Or notebooks or Galaxies, or I don't even know what the other tablet is.
I don't know. I do an Apple tablet. I think it's a Galaxy something or other. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think that would be a really great feature. If they ever are listening to us and they want to know what our wish list is, that's what I think giving editing capabilities on those types of things would be a complete nightmare.
Agreed.
And they shouldn't do it.
Nope.
But
literally like
open
that
and
design
send.
database built into as an add-on of this, or even a separate app, but something that they can do and to use that as a transfer feature.
Yeah, that's my wish. That's my wish list.
I think that sounds great.
That would really, really up the game and make it so much easier for so many people, because a lot of people can figure out what to do on this or that.
Well, because that's what a lot of people are using. I have this curl that just is sticking right out this side.
Just do this.
Yeah. Hi, how's everybody doing?
But yeah, that's the app in itself. So very simplistic. Hopefully they continue to add to it. It's currently free. Our understanding is it's not intended to be a paid for.
It is not. And I thought for sure it was going to be...
You want your Mountain Dew?
Sure. I thought for sure it was going to be a subscription-based something once they started adding designs that were free and creation, capabilities on it, that it was going to turn into something like the Cricut and the whatnot, where you have an app that you have to go through and that you have to pay for. I thought, oh, here it comes, because we already have the Canvas workspace. And so that was my big fear. So I'm really glad to see that at least right now there's absolutely nothing in there that's fee-based. And I mean, I suppose it's possible that you could pick up features that add something in, but honestly, at least for me, I don't know what I would want to put on my phone or even my iPad, because I have all of the other things on my computer.
Just the transfer.
But
I'd pay for that.
I get that. Yeah.
That's it. That's really...
So did we need caffeine because we're yawning? Is that
possibly?
Your thought process?
We when we went to those dinner shows, you have to yell and scream and carry on and be completely obnoxious. So my voice is still not quite. And then
Yeah.
the change in
I'm having a terrible time with my allergies. I can't remember the last time my allergies bothered me this bad. My eyes are literally, I just want to all day, every day. And you probably even see me. They're dry, they're itchy. My nose is,
yeah.
I feel like I'm on Bewitched. Except I can't do that, very well. I look really stupid instead.
Yeah.
And sneezing and
I have taken more allergy medication this year than
I don't know.
I'm
I don't
dry
know how
from
I'm
it.
awake.
Right.
I've taken so much allergy medicine, but yeah, it's just been something else. But if I don't, then I sound even worse. My throat and I've coughed in the mornings. It's terrible in the morning. So I apologize if I talk to any of you in the morning. I sound like I'm not sick. I'm just having a terrible time with my allergies.
Yeah.
But it's been a rough couple of weeks, man. This 30 degrees to 70 degrees back to 40 or 30, I don't do well with. I don't know about the rest of you, but it's just rough.
Yeah.
And that's what my voice sounds like. It's rough.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, do you see what's behind us?
Yeah, I know. You did such a great job on it.
I had so much fun creating things and putting stuff in there. So, that's been like on my to-do list for a year now. And
So Lisa's is a special edition because she's got added.
I have added in blocks. So some of them are still Kimberbell blocks that I just put in there, and some of them I created. Some of them are designs that I just put on a block that were Kimberbells. Some of them I duplicated or quadruplated or quintuplated. I'm making up words now.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had a lot of fun. I pulled from a lot of different places, but I kept with all of the same fabrics. I didn't pull any other fabrics in, and I had a really good time doing that. And we have put the original candy corn quilt as our monthly special this month. So you can find that, and you get bonus thread and quilting designs if you buy your candy corn quilt this month. So if you haven't purchased that yet, we have a ghost.
We do. I blame Jean. And
Oh, I bet you it was the plastic off of the mat.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I feel a little better now.
Left it in
Imagine that.
precarious place.
Imagine that. But yeah, so it's quite a bit bigger. So this is not what yours would look like, by the way. All of the sections in the quilts are together. So section 1 is literally that section right there. Section 2 is all together. So I kept the sections as they are sewn together. But there's lots of stuff in between each of the original sections, and I had such a good time doing it.
Yep.
So got my own little Ouija board in there that I had a lot of fun making.
Yeah.
So
And you had scan and cut in person.
I did.
While
yes.
I was away.
We had a Kimberbell event right before you left.
Right before.
We had an in-store Kimberbell, and then I did scan and cut class in-store and online while you were gone. So we're gonna do something with embroidery next month. I got to figure that out in the next 7 days.
Month.
In the next 7 days, I got to figure out what I'm going to do this
We're
month.
in October already.
We are in October already.
Yeah.
My bad.
I was just I wasn't. Yes, you're 7 days, but we are already in October.
We are in October, so it'll be when I get back for me. I don't know what time frames you're picking. You can pick whenever you want.
Yeah, I'll we'll send out something. It'll probably be while you're gone.
For yours.
So I'm gonna do like a club class, but it's gonna be, I don't know, it's sewing, but it's more quilting related. So I'm working on it.
And thank you, Miss Sarah.
Yes.
But yeah, so we've got some things coming up, and then the beginning of November, literally the 1st and 2nd, or the 4th and 5th, I've got another Kimberbell. And then somebody here is going to do one at the beginning of the year, somewhere in the beginning of the year. We haven't picked a date yet.
Oh yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about? What am I doing?
I don't know. Maybe she's not.
Yeah, she's gonna let me do a Kimberbell event. It's really cute. It's
2 out of
right.
50.
Yeah. My second
I'm
one.
I share so
She
well.
shares well, but I've been hearing how she does them, so I'm well versed in the appropriate way to do a Kimberbell
You
event.
can do it however you want to.
But yeah, it's really cute. So if you've been seeing, it's the Easter. It's like
It's a spring. It's like a wall hanging, and it's really really cute. It's got baskets and bunnies and it's very very cute.
It is very
And,
very cute.
I didn't book anything because I wanted to talk to Sarah and see if she wanted to do it first of all, and then if she said yeah I want to do it, when.
Yes.
So it doesn't book until the beginning of the year, so we'll get some dates for you guys and have that out here pretty soon. But it is super super cute.
Yeah, and then next week are we doing? Is that at the end of the month or the purse, the digital dealer? Do you remember what day we have that scheduled?
I don't off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
So at some point this month we have a digital
there is
dealer.
a super. I mean I like doing purses in general.
That's really cute.
I really really like this design. It's called the Erin Crossbody, and it is the digital dealer for October. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. That's what I get for trying to talk and drink my bottle of Mountain Dew that I dropped and shook. Might have a little bit of extra bubbles in there today.
Did you see this? Somebody took the 3-tiered tray, so I'll put my phone up against here. This is this is on the Kimberbell website. So the Kimberbell event that Lisa was talking about, that's coming up at the beginning of November.
Is a Christmas themed
3-tier
tray. So that same tray that you saw there comes in the kit, but we're going to basically be making all of the really super cute. I'm so excited.
It's so
decorations
cute.
that go on that. So somebody has taken that same idea basically and put a bunch of Halloween decor pieces that are Kimberbell themed on top of that. So, but yeah, so there is another event coming up that will be the beginning of the year. Demo December is returning. I signed us up for that.
I saw that. Yep.
So we have Demo December coming, which is a super cute bench buddy pillow.
It is a bench buddy,
it's
yeah.
8x8 pillow, which you of course can use as a just a decor piece or like a hot pad kind of thing. So you can use it however you would like, but that's the size of it. We haven't decided, obviously, we've talked about a lot of things today, but that wasn't one of them. We got a lot of catching up to do, so.
We do.
There will be something Demo December, demoed. Don't know what yet, but we'll figure that out. Speaking of, there's the, it's a wall hanging. It's got the little banners at the top.
Yeah, there we go. There's always something coming in. So you can see that is
flowers,
a cute little.
And it says spring up at the top in the little pennants. And then baskets and carrots and bunnies. Super, super cute.
Oh my.
Right? So lots of fun. And I can only imagine there'll be some nice techniques going on in there with some fun different textiles and things like that. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But those dates will be forthcoming. But we got something emailed to us from Hayden today.
We did. The clear blue tiles.
The holder,
the pattern is. We were just double checking today to make sure there weren't any like weird grammatical things going on.
Yep.
But that should be ready very, very soon.
So we have the 2 different colorways available. So I have on mine kind of a sewing kit piece and machines and polka dots and measuring tape fabrics.
Yeah.
And then you had really like your flowers and things.
Yeah.
So you had some navy and red.
Are they sitting over there?
They're both sitting over there.
Grab them.
I don't know if it looks like the bin is empty, so I think he even put our clear blue tiles in them. So Hayden has been diligently working on these for quite some time. And, you know, nooks and crannies here at the shop can sometimes be 2 minutes, and sometimes we actually get a 2-hour stretch where you can work on something. But he has been really, really working to get this pattern written. So this was his first one. So I love this fabric. What one is this?
This
The
is Bonnie and Camille, yeah.
And we've had that fabric
For a little while.
but we've got some absolutely adorable prints in here. So there's pockets for all of the different sizes, as well as a small pocket that we've added after he did this one for the small piece right in the center there. So we've got the white with the big red flowers, the kind of charcoal brownish gray, with, and then the smaller print here with the red with the little plus signs as your trim and your handles.
Yep.
And that is one color option.
And your pattern will have the better handle option.
Yep. So this was like the
prototype.
The prototype. And then I did the a little bit more of the sewing themed pieces. So my outside is just the polka dots because I really liked the polka dots. But I've got numerals all along. Thank you. These guys here. And then actually, let's do the other side because the little pocket is on the other side. And so you can see this has a little bit more shape to it. We put Baby Lock's Shape Flex, which is just like Peltex. There's lots of different names depending upon what company you're getting it from. So we cut it so that it's not actually in the binding. So you're not trying to get all of your binding through that, but it's there to give that extra support through here. So we've got the little pocket here, which holds your small little guys, and
maybe even your USB stick.
Even your USB stick, which I have taken my USB stick and I went through all of my Kimberbell quilting and I added all of my clear blue tile pieces that I've purchased.
Yep.
And put them all on that. So when I sit down.
And then she backed them up.
I did. But I mean, I have them everywhere else, but that way when I grab that USB stick, all of my files that would fit for these pieces are in one spot. So Hayden's been working super hard to get this done. He's got the instructions for the handles, the bindings, the strips of everything going on in there, the measurements. It's really, really well done. And we will have the fabric kits in both color schemes. So with the sewing machines back here, with the measuring tape and the numbers, and the flowers. So we have, we'll get that listed. It'll be on the What's New on our site. He literally just sent us the thing about, an hour before he left today. So this is, it's been on the list for quite some time. A little bit more than the week that we thought it was going to be. So sorry about that, but totally worth the wait. He did a really, really great job.
He did a nice job.
He did a really nice job. So props to Hayden for that. He did really great.
Yeah. Writing a good pattern definitely takes time.
You know, you could half something it and come up with something that would work, but he's got pictures and sketch. I mean, he really did a great job. So, yep. So we'll have that out and ready for you
soon.
Very soon,
Yep.
hopefully in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
All right. We are out of time already. So hopefully that answered all of your questions that you've been wondering about for the Artspira app. You can look that up on both Google Play or in the iTunes store. What's that called? App Store?
App Store, Apple.
Apple
apps.
Store, whatever. You see how often I use that?
Yep.
So you can find that there. And again, it is free. So download it, play with it, and you can very easily link that to your Brother machines. And again, you'll want to do the update in your machine when it becomes available to make that actually link and talk to one another. All right. Got anything else?
I got nothing.
I got nothing, she says. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.